I want to say hello to our community group leaders, and this is the first of what I hope will be an ongoing resource for you in tying in what's happening in worship to the discussion that you're having in your community groups. This video that I'm going to shoot every week just for you is not meant to be fancy or polished. There'll be some mistakes in it, but just an opportunity to communicate what I'm talking about this Sunday to you. So this Sunday we're beginning a teaching series called Uncommon. And it's based on Jesus' message on the Mount, and he calls us to be his uncommon followers, to step above and beyond mediocrity. In fact, I'm going to make a statement this Sunday that the greatest damage done to the cause of Christ is a mediocre Christian. It's not the outside influences, it's our own mediocrity that can be a hindrance to the cause of the gospel. Now, if you're using the pastor's cut material that we're providing for this, I want to give you an extra resource, and this is one of my favorite commentaries. This is John Stott's book on the Sermon on the Mount. If you buy one commentary this year, one biblical resource, this would be the one that I would recommend. He's an Anglican priest, died a few years ago, but one of the foremost authorities in New Testament scholarship, and does a beautiful, accurate, just takes a clear and compelling reading of the message on the Mount and applies it to our lives. So this week, we're going to begin to talk about uncommon influence, where Jesus says, you are the salt of the earth, you are the light of the world, and we are called to have influence. So a potential discussion point in your community groups would be to say, hey, this morning we're talking about uncommon influence. Who are 2 or 3 people who have been a great influence on your life, who have impacted your life for the good, for Christ? Now, those names and those memories will probably come out pretty quickly. But then to turn that discussion and say, okay, now how about you? Name 2 or 3 people that you're having an impact on, that you are a positive influence on, and that you influence them to move toward Christ. That'll be a little more difficult because nobody wants to feel presumptuous as though we're somebody else's mentor. But the goal is not to be presumptuous. The goal is to be purposeful, that we live our lives in a purposeful way to impact others for Christ, because Jesus said, you are the salt of the earth and you are the light of the world. So you can have that discussion in your community group or tie it into what you're already teaching. I will let you know at this last week's leaders meeting, we talked about the opportunity to use material that we are producing on Sunday morning, tying into the message. It's called the Pastor's Cut material. Chris Matthews is doing a great job. To use that material after Easter. On April 16th is Easter. April 23rd, we're going to have a free Bible Sunday. Give a free Bible to every adult in our church. You as a leader will get a very special copy of that scripture. And then to do a teaching series on the main concepts of Scripture. Would love it if our community groups would tie in and study that with what's going on in our worship gatherings. But as a community leader, that's up to you. But would you at least discuss it with your leadership? Thanks so much. I'm proud to serve along with you. And any help, any more resource that this video can be to you, I would appreciate that free feedback. And may God bless you this week. Bye-bye.